Hey Clashers, Ashlane here, coming at you today with a deck to help you get to 1,000 cups. Now maybe you guys have already been to 1,000 cups, but this deck can still be useful even if you have. Let's start out today's episode. Instead of ending like usual with a magical chest, we'll start out with one. Got some Spear Goblins here, 34, that's a nice number. 4 Musketeers almost leveled up, Mini Pekkas we still have to level up. Elixir Collectors getting close. Skeleton Army getting close. Pretty cool. I might have a level 5 epic soon. That will be exciting. So we're going to use cards that you can get only up to Barbarian Bowl Arena, because I'm just trying to look over the cards right now to choose the perfect deck, or at least a good deck, good combination of cards. So we're going to try to build a nice balanced deck from these cards. The Bone Pit will definitely include the Tombstone there. The Cannon, one of my new favorite cards now that the card's been revamped, and now it's been reduced from 6 to 3 elixirs. So we'll be using that along with the Tombstone. What do I want to take out? Now I could keep the Expo in the deck, because Expo's still a very powerful card, but to me it's still a little bit cheesy, the Expo card. So let's put in the Tombstone instead of the Expo, because maybe you don't have the Expo card yet. So let's just give a nice balanced deck without any big epics in the deck, right? There's no epics, yeah. So these are all just common or rare cards, so likely most of you have these cards. We'll go ahead and challenge one of my clanmates to a, after we donate some barbarians, to a battle. We'll see if someone accepts, and what we're going to do is basically, these are the type of decks, seems like a nice balanced deck, and we'll play against a few of my clanmates. My clanmates, I must warn you, are very good players, so we might not win all these matches, but our cards are the same level because of the tournament rules. So let's go ahead and start things off against Cyrix here. So we have the Barbarian Hut. We might want to start out with a Barbarian Hut, and I like to place it not here, but actually right in front of my King's Tower. That way he might accidentally trigger my King alive, awake. You never really want to trigger somebody's King awake before you have one of the side towers down, because right now he's dormant, he's asleep. So if someone used a lightning spell in the wrong spot there, they might go ahead and trigger my King activated. So that would be good for us. So, okay, he just used the lightning, unfortunately, but it looks like he might have woken up my King there. I didn't even notice, to be honest with you. But I'm going to get a few hits on this right tower. That's good here. Even if you can, Golem coming up, so even if they take care of most of your troops, those 2 barbarians and 2 archers can actually do a decent amount of damage. Now that a golem's coming here, I never have too much trouble with golems. No matter what deck I have, I usually have at least 1 or 2 ground units. If it's a Tombstone, in this case I have the Bomber Tower as well as the cannon. So what you want to do is just put structures, hopefully offensive structures, that do damage in the way of the golem. Even if it's a Tombstone, distract him from the lane, and then he'll go down pretty quick. I love the Bomber Tower after the update. This got buffed, and it's a really effective card now. I use it in a lot of my decks. Not the one I'm running currently, but that's because I'm trying the Minion Mirror deck, which I put out in yesterday's episode. So the Bomber, it lasts a decent amount of time. I think it's 45 seconds. It could be a little bit wrong there. It might be 60. But either way, he's kind of waiting me out right now. I'm going to use a rocket against this golem and the tower. And that's, not going to do a heck of a lot of damage to the golem. But if I can get anything extra than just aiming the rocket at the tower, I'll go for it. So again, the golem's coming at me. I have the skeleton, the skeletons from the Tombstone. The mortar, the Bomber Tower is going to do a significant amount of damage. I put down the barbarians, and you can see the golem was stopped. Even the golem with the minions there, it's sometimes is a tricky combination to battle, but you can see that we had the tools to fight it successfully off here. Same thing with balloons. A good way to handle balloons if you don't have any air targeting troops is to just go ahead and place a few distracting units. A cannon, a Tombstone. That's why for 3 elixir, they're a very versatile unit. So now another golem coming at me right hand lane. Just gonna use those barbarians against it. We'll drop one tombstone. You can see this is a pretty even match. It's gonna go into, I think, what, 2 minutes overtime now, or 3 minute overtime is the new tournament standard. Let's see, 3 minute over a sudden death. So this match is definitely going to be decided one way or another here. He's got a tricky deck. He's got a lot of offensive weapons. Every time I try to mount an offense, he's coming at me with a balloon or something on deep, or a golem. On defense I have to worry about. So my barbarians are going to get to his tower there. Let's go ahead and, okay, that's a good win there. Good game. That was a good game. And the thing with this deck is you're going to get to 1,000 cups with it. I guarantee it can be a successful deck for you. But it's not an overwhelming deck. You're not going to get a lot of 3 crown victories with this deck. You're going to get mostly 1-0 wins. So Wonka is a very good player in the clan. Let's see how he fares against this deck, or how we fare against him might be a better way to put it. So let's start out again with the Barbarian Hut right in front of our King Tower. I don't think he's silly enough to go ahead and lightning it, but we'll see. Now, you can see in the right-hand lane, I just dropped those Spear Goblins. That's something that I like to do, just to challenge them to either drop a card that's more than 2 elixir. That way, hopefully, I win in the exchange. Or, at the very least, they ignore the Spear Goblins and they get a few hundred hit points off that tower. So, I like doing that here and there. So, he's going to use the rocket. That's a really good rocket play there. And he takes care of my bomber tower, as well as what else did I have there? I had my Barbarian Hut as well. So let's go ahead. The thing with this deck, obviously, the idea is, you haven't seen it actually take place yet, but use the Barbarian Hut, then use the Barbarians around the equator on the map. And then right behind, you just start loading up the Spear Goblins and the Archers, the cheaper troops. So you can really overwhelm one of the towers. If you can catch them at an elixir advantage, or they'd be at a disadvantage, you'd be at the advantage. That's what we want to do here. But it's tough against these Infernos. Sometimes you just got to do a slow play here. You certainly have the defensive units to mount a solid defense. You have the Bomber, you have the Barbarian Hut. It actually can be used defensively too. Oh, he has the Expo too. Oh no. And I can't hit with a rocket. That's why I like lightning better than rocket. I would be able to take out both of these, the Hut and the Expo there, but instead I have to waste the 6-cost rocket against the Expo there, and the Expo did a little bit of damage. So didn't like that exchange at all. But I do have a nice defense built up here. Let's see what he does, Wonka, against this deck. Seems like I'm always playing Wonka in these clan videos here. He just happens to be at the same playtime as I do, I guess. Now he's coming at me with another well-placed, well-used rocket there, taking some life off my Barbarian Hut. I'm going to try to mount a little offense here in the right-hand lane, but he has a lot of defenders on the board. Those skeletons are distracting my barbarians. He just dropped an Inferno Tower. I'm going to use a rocket against his Inferno Tower and his right hut. That's pretty good usage there, and allows my barbarians to stay alive. But he uses the arrows. Very good use of the arrows and the rocket by Wonka here. You can see neither of us have done a ton of damage to either of the towers. We're about to go to sudden death, ladies and gentlemen. In the Expo, hate the Expo. That's why we didn't use it in this deck. Not because it's not effective. I've certainly used it before. I'm not trying to be holier than thou. But the thing is, with this Expo, it's just, it changes the game offensively. Maybe if you guys want, we'll go ahead and do an in-depth Expo episode, so let me know in the comments if that's something you're looking for. But to play defense against this Expo, I'm just dropping, you can see, just dropping tons of units to distract it rather than my tower. In this close of a game, especially in sudden death, I can't allow him to have that Expo on my tower. And another Expo. I'm rocketing his right tower. That's going to be my only offense with this deck. It's not the most offensively oriented deck with the cannons and the bomber tower and stuff, and the tombstone. You can mount a good defense. Offense, though, it's kind of another story here. So dropping the barbarians. I'm just dropping anything I can to distract that Expo, and he has the Inferno Tower, so he just used a really nice lightning spell, but it looks like I'm going to get all his troops down there. So let's rock it again. And another Expo. Jeez. Oh, this Expo's killing me, and now it's on my tower. So great. And now he comes at me with a rocket. This is not going to be good. It's just going to be a matter of timing here. I'm not going to be able to get him. He gets me, and he picks up the win there. Very nice win, Wonka. Very nice win. I can't leave you guys on that note, so let's say good game. Do one final match this episode. Do I want to change any cards? That's the big question. Do I want to maybe add arrows? So this is the decision here. What would I even add the arrows for? Maybe a cannon. I could swap it for the cannon, but you know what? If I do archers, I could probably go ahead. Okay, immediate match here. So I took out the archers instead because I wanted to keep the elixir cost the same, 3 versus 3. And I figured with the arrows, I can still do some of the job that the archers used to do. So let's go ahead and rocket. I can't hit both, so I'm just going to use a rocket here right off the bat. He's getting a little angry, but let's go ahead and stop him with a tombstone here in the left-hand lane and a cannon. He has the hog, though, and he has the freeze spell. Uh-oh. That's not what I like to see here, but let's go ahead and drop some spirit goblins. And he has a cannon down. He did a lot of damage to my left tower. We're going to have a come from behind victory here if we're going to pull anything off. He had a good, strong opening there. I didn't like to see that. So I have my rocket again if I want to get a little greedy on this right tower. Not sure that's what I want to do here, though. It might be a smarter play. I don't know. Rocket, I can't hit both of them with a rocket. I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to do it. Let's rocket the right tower. I'm going to bomber tower for defense. Tombstone, they don't have the elixir. Bomber tower is actually plenty. Tombstone would have been a major waste there, so glad I didn't have the elixir for that. Sometimes you get a little panicky, but those bomber towers, they're really good. They can take out, you know, a huge group of low DPS units. Obviously, they can't target air, though, so be aware of that with those bomber towers. If you're going to use them, they can't target air. So, Barbarian Hut. And let's go ahead and let's see what we can mount here. New barbarians coming at me. Oh, that barbarian hog combo is tough, but look at the bomber tower. Doing some serious damage and really shut down that hog attack there. So look at this. I mean, we are stopping him from doing anything on offense. He has the cannon and the bomber tower as well, but we also have that rocket, and I think we might come from behind here. I haven't seen him use a lightning or a rocket, actually. I'm thinking of Wonka on the rockets. He has the barbarian hogs. That's what we have to watch out for here. So here come the hogs again. He's coming after my my bomber tower. Stay away from my bomber tower. Drop the cannon. That's fine. We'll have to reload with a barbarian hut here in front of the king tower. 30 seconds left. Let's get another rocket on that right tower. Barbarians coming at me. Another bomber tower on the board. Plenty of time. 20 seconds. Let's just make sure we defend here on the left, and then we will take down his right tower with a rocket. So let's the bomber tower doing some work here, and let's rocket for the win. And he's mad. Ha 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 ha. All right, sweet. So 2 1-0 victories and 1 loss. And 1 1-0 loss. So I like the deck. Hopefully it gets you guys to 1,000 cups. Let me know if you use the deck and if you have success with it. And thanks as always for watching, guys. Take care.
We don't play for fame. We don't play for cash. We just play for the glory and the crash of the ash.